Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Catarina. If you're new here, welcome. Please like this video and subscribe. Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to be doing what I wish I knew when I was a teenager. This video is going to be really fun just because sometimes I'm still really young. I'm 24, so I still think a lot about like high school and like middle school and stuff like that, and like the things I used to worry about and the things I used to like think about and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm like, why did I even think about that? Like that just, I don't even know. But I'm gonna talk about all of that. I feel like this video will be pretty relatable, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So what I wish I would have known when I was a teenager, so many things. I think the number one problem that I had was constantly like wanting people to like me. Like I always wanted, like inside, like on the outside I wouldn't really act like that, but on the inside I really wanted people to like me. Like I really wanted people to know who I am, just because I feel like you watch the movies and like you see like the popular people, like they're nerdy people or whatever you want to call them, and in high school and school it's kind of like that. It's not really like people aren't so like open about it, but you can tell who the more popular people are. You can tell who the less popular people are. I was definitely in the less popular category. I wouldn't say I was a nerd because I did the best that I could, but I wasn't that intelligent in terms of classes and stuff like that. I mean, if I really worked hard, I could have really been smart at it and done all those things, but I was just really lazy and I really just wanted to get by and get out of there. So I took the most basic classes I could. Some of them were a little bit more advanced, but not by much at all. And I got good grades because they were easy for the most part. But I was definitely in the less popular category, if you will. People knew me, but they didn't know me, you know? Like I wasn't friends with a lot of people. Like I graduated with 2 friends. That's a lie. I graduated with 3 friends from high school. And one of them I still kind of talk to, the other one I don't, and then the other one I live with. So other than that, all my friends were older than me. I had a lot of friends who were in the grade above me, so by the time they left and I was a senior, that was pretty much it. I didn't really have a lot of friends. I was like not really in school at that time. I had like 2 classes off and I was like out of there, and I worked, so I wasn't really in school long. But anyways, what I wish I would have known, I wish I would not have cared about what anybody thought about me. Like that was the biggest mistake I did, especially when it came to boys and just like other friends. Like I wanted so bad to be accepted that like all day long, like I would just constantly think about how like I'm just not enough, like how I'm not popular, like I'm not getting invited to all these different people's parties and going out with them or whatever. And I wish I just would not have cared, because literally those people have nothing to do with my life right now. Like literally, like I don't even know where they are. I don't even know like what they're doing with their lives. They probably don't know what's going on in my life. Like, and honestly, some of them I do know, and some of them I have seen on social media, and they're not good influences. So like, God save me. Like literally, I wish I would just not have cared about all that dumb stuff. But when you're a teenager and you're like consumed by it, I guess that's all you really have to think about. But man, did I just constantly like looking around like, oh, is this person gonna notice me? They never did. Like why did I spend so much time focusing on that? So that was one thing I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known that like you're gonna be fine. You're gonna have real friends in your life. You're gonna have real people who actually care about you and who are not surface. You're gonna have better influences in your life than these people could ever be. So I wish I would have known that. I wish I had not have like super focused on all that stuff when I was in school. Another thing following that, I wish I would not like be obsessed with guys. Like I was so obsessed with having a boyfriend, like liking somebody, like all these different things. Like again with the culture, like you have the Disney movies and like princess, like Prince Charming's supposed to come down the hall and wink at you or something. I don't know what the heck. Like I was constantly on guard, like looking for guys, like, ooh, he's cute, oh, he's with somebody, oh, okay, moving on. Like literally constantly, like always. And I'm like, girl, bye. Like maybe I should have been focusing on my schoolwork. Maybe I could have had better classes. I wish I would not have focused on all that. Like that was just so pointless, I feel like. Now, as almost 10 years later, like 10 years ago I was a freshman in high school, and man, like I wasted so much of my time just thinking about dumb boys. Like I'm sorry, but that's what they were. And whew, I could have saved myself so much time. I could have been working harder. I could have been doing so many things, but not wasting my time on that. Yeah, I always wanted a boyfriend. Like, always, like, oh, if I had a boyfriend, like, I would be it. Or I don't know what the heck I thought in my head, like, this is gonna satisfy me. Like, absolutely not. It never did. Even when I had a boyfriend, it just didn't. Jesus alone that could satisfy. Hallelujah. So yeah, that's another thing I wish I would have known when I was a teenager. Just like to not worry about these boys. Like, what can they do for me? When I'm 16 years old, what are they gonna do for me? Most of them don't even have jobs. They don't have a car. Personally, I just don't understand the point of people being teenagers and being in relationships. Like, that's just my personal opinion. Maybe it'll change when I become a mom. But like, for what? Like, I don't get it. Like, the purpose of being in a relationship is for it to eventually lead to marriage, and then for you guys to become one, and then become husband and wife, and then become mother and father to some kids. But when you're a teenager, that's not gonna happen. So what's the point? Like, maybe my mind will change. Maybe I'll watch this video a couple years later, be like, oh, Catarina, you shouldn't have said that or whatever. But right now, I don't see the point of it. That's just my opinion. I don't see the point. Y'all could be best friends, and then eventually when you get to 18, 19, you can start talking and start developing other feelings and moving forward. But like, what's the point of dating when you're a teenager? Like, what are you gonna do for each other? I don't get it, but hey, whatever. We'll see when I become a mom if that changes. Maybe it'll get worse. I don't know. But I just don't really see a point in it. Yeah. What I also would have wished I'd known. I wish I would have known Jesus. Like, that's the first point. I wish I would have known Jesus, because all of these problems would have just been, I would not have cared about what people thought about me. I would not have wanted being their friend, because I would see how messed up they really were. I would not have been looking for guys left and right, because I would know my worth and know that there's a real man of God out there for me, and not some other type of man out there. I'm not gonna trash any people, but wow. What a life. I think a lot back to my teenage years, just because like I feel like that time is so crucial. Like, you make so many decisions, and like, not that they're that major when you're that young, but I don't know. I spent a lot of time being a teenager, so when you're a young adult age, it's a little bit different. Sometimes I still feel like I'm 17, like I just do. Like, I don't know why, but I don't. For me, like, hearing myself say I'm 24 is really weird. Like, it's really weird. Another thing I wish I would have known when I was a teenager is I wish I would have understood the concept of debt. I wish I would have chose more wisely with my schooling. Not that I didn't love my school, because I did. But maybe I could have gone somewhere else a little bit more cheaper, you know? And then another thing I wish I would have I just would have understood debt. Like, this is what they need to teach these kids in school. Like, I just did not know the concept of that. I kind of did, but then I didn't think it would affect me. I don't know if I'm living in some like hopeless world, or a hopeful world of like, oh, I can use all this money and then it's gonna go away. Like, no, it's gonna be on your name until you pay it. So I wish I would have understood that a little bit better, but I didn't, and that's okay. You live and you learn, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm making this video. So hopefully, if there are some teenagers watching, you can learn from my mistakes. I personally love learning from other people's mistakes, so I don't have to go through it myself. Saves you a lot of hurt, a lot of damage. Just saying. Listen to people's advices. Have discernment, of course, but what I'm saying, listen to me. I'm telling you. Don't do the things I did. Another thing I wish I would have known when I was a teenager, I wish I would have known that, like, everything was gonna be alright. Like, I feel like I focused on so many things that just did not, like, it really was not that big of a deal, but in the moment it could feel like a big of a deal. Like, I went through, like, some drama with certain people, and for me it was like the end of the world. Like, what's going on here? I wish I would have just known that, like, it really does not matter. Looking back, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I hyped that all up for no reason. Like, it was ridiculous. I wish I would have just not, like, focused on stuff like that. And I really would have just said, it is well with my soul, and moved on. Not hyper focused on things, not like made things bigger than they were. Yeah. I wish I would have known that. Another thing I wish I would have known as a teenager, I wish I would have known to really take my time and really soaked in the moments that I had. Like, a lot of the time I was just racing and racing and racing to get out of high school and just to be an adult. And I wish I would have really just taken more time to just have fun and not stress about things. Just really enjoy the freedom of being a teenager. Like when you're a teenager, you don't have to pay a lot of bills. You don't have to focus on debt and credit scores and all these different adult things. I wish I would have really just been intentional about just being okay with where I'm at and enjoying it. I did do a lot of fun things when I was a teenager. I did, like, I had a car, so I was able to go to the beach and go with my friends and go to the park like late at night and just like run on the playground with my friends. Those are like some of my best memories. Go to Walmart and just like walk around. I don't not walk around, but like get some stuff like middle of the night kind of stuff. I don't know if Walmart's even open 24 hours anymore because of you know, that sickness. I'm not even gonna say the name of it. But man, like I wish I would have really just sat in those moments and just enjoyed them and appreciated them, because it's a little harder now being so spontaneous as an adult. I love being spontaneous, but at the same time I have a full-time job and I can't stay out too late because I'd be tired, and I can't do things how I used to do. Even like the energy level, like I used to like go to sleep at like, I don't even know what time, 1 in the morning, and then go get up at like 6 or 5 something for school, and then like go to school all day and then go to work after school and then get home at 11, 12 and do all over again. How did I do that? I can't do that now. Ain't no way. I'll be tired. Like I can't. So I wish I would have just really been like intentional in knowing like this is only gonna be for a certain amount of time and I better soak it up and enjoy it. So yeah, that's another thing I wish I would have known as a teenager. Ultimately, I feel like a lot of my problems in high school and as a teenager would have been resolved if I would have known Jesus 100%. Like I wouldn't have been looking for dependency and a man, a boy at that time. I would not have been looking for guys left and right. I would have known my worth and not and I would have known not to get my identity from guys. I would have known that like who cares if people don't like me? Like at the end of the day, like I get my identity from God. That's all that matters. What he says about me is all that matters. What other people may think or even say about me have nothing to do with me at all. That has everything to do with them and their insecurity about how they feel about me. So I wish I would have known those things. It would have made my mental process in school a lot much easier. I would have been less timid and shy. I was really, really, really shy in school. And when I say that to people now, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I was so shy, so timid. I only talked to the people that I would know. Sometimes I would have like moments of like braveness and I would talk to some new people or whatever. I just didn't like a lot of attention on me and I wasn't confident in myself. And now I am confident because I have the Holy Spirit and he gives me confidence, and that's where my confidence comes from. And my identity. Everything that I have that is good comes from him. So anyways, long story short, I wish I would have had God when I was in school. Everything would have been so much easier. And I would not have been focusing on things that just don't matter. And let me tell you, if you're a teenager and you're watching this, please just don't worry. Everything's gonna work out. Just trust in God and he will carry you through. There may be some things that are going on right now in your life that may seem like they're really hard, but just trust in God and he will take care of everything. And then when you look back 10 years later, you're gonna be like, why did I even stress out about that? I probably don't even remember half the stuff I freaked out about when I was a teenager. I hope you have enjoyed this video. This is going to be it. This is just a couple things I wish I would have known when I was a teenager. Ultimately, if you have God in your life at any age, it is always better to start early. If you're a teenager and you don't know Jesus, please, please, please get to know him. Just ask him who he is. Read your Bible, go to church, get involved in a youth group. It will change your life for the better, trust me. I wish I would have had a youth group when I was a teenager. It would have saved me from a lot of stuff and a lot of heartache. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please like it and subscribe. Please comment down below what other videos you want me to post. Don't forget to be the best person that you can be and to love on people. Remember, Jesus loves you, and I'll see you guys all soon. Bye.